This program is brought to you by Link TV for educational and non-commercial use only.
Saudi Arabia uses fighter jets against Yemeni Houthi rebels. Both Yemen and Saudi Arabia accuse Iran of arming the rebels. Why did Arab satellite carriers drop Iranian Al-Alam TV? And will the war of proxies lead to a confrontation between Saudi Arabia and Iran? Answers to these questions and more on Link TV's Mosaic Intelligence Report.
It's been 4 months since I described Yemen as a powder keg ready to explode. At the time, the entire world was riveted to the television, watching the unfolding events of the Velvet Revolution in Iran. The Yemeni keg has since exploded. It is currently on the verge of causing a regional conflict. For more than a week now, Saudi Arabia has been carrying out military operations on its remote southern border to punish Houthi rebels from neighboring Yemen who crossed over and attacked one of its patrols. Both Yemen and Saudi Arabia have accused Iran of arming the rebels.
I'd like to reassure you that this unfortunate incident has been throttled. There were some armed infiltrators who entered the Saudi soil. They were confronted and finally dealt with.
Accusations and counter-accusations have been flying between the two rival regional powers. On Tuesday, Iran's Foreign Minister Monasher Mottaki warned that those who pour oil on the fire must know that they will not be spared from the smoke that billows.
We warn the regional state, namely the neighboring ones, of intervening in Yemen's domestic affairs. Let stability and calm be restored there, simply because the stability of Yemen means the stability of the region. Instability will cast heavy shadows on the entire region.
This is not the first time Saudis and Iranians have faced off in the region. The rivalry between the two countries has been playing its course for years, extending from the Persian Gulf, where the name alone is a point of contention. Saudis refer to it as the Arabian Gulf, into Iraq, Lebanon, and the Palestinian territories. Like the United States and the Soviet Union in the Cold War, Saudi Arabia and Iran have been supporting their factions in all these countries, either militarily, financially, or both. Both Tehran and Riyadh used Lebanon as their own battlefront to settle scores to the point of almost tipping the country into another civil war less than 2 years ago. Iran has been accused of pumping millions of dollars into Gaza and supplying Hamas with arms, while Saudi Arabia has been supporting the Palestinian Authority in Ramallah. Many Iraqi Shiites have accused Saudi Arabia with aiding the Sunni insurgency in the country. Nowadays, even Hajj, the Islamic pilgrimage, is not spared from being subject of contention between the two rivals. The Saudi government has recently issued a warning against pilgrims staging demonstrations during the year's Hajj, which runs from November 25th to November 29th. Although Iran was not specifically mentioned in the Saudi statement, Tehran replied it would take appropriate measures if Iranian pilgrims were interfered with in any way. The Islamic Republic of Iran has long complained about mistreatment and harassment of its pilgrims to Mecca by Saudi authorities during the Hajj season. Like the original Cold War, both countries have launched sophisticated disinformation campaigns against one another. A propaganda war has raged between Iranian and Saudi government-controlled media. During the Iranian election, Saudi media and its proxies viciously attacked the Iranian regime, highlighting poll irregularities and the brutality of the Iranian Basij security forces. The Iranian media has constantly questioned and on many instances mocked the House of Saud's role as the custodian of the holy Islamic sites in the kingdom. Last week, without warning, two satellite companies, the Egyptian-owned Nilesat and the Saudi-managed Arabsat, pulled the plug on Iran's Arabic-speaking news channel Al-Alam TV, or The World. Nilesat's executive director Ahmed Anis announced that the broadcasting was cut due to contract violations. However, media sources throughout the Middle East suggest that Al-Alam's support for the Shiite Houthi rebels in Yemen have angered Saudi officials, who in turn used their influence to take it off the air. So far, both countries have shied away from direct military contact. Iran and Saudi Arabia, like the United States and the USSR of old days, have been competing in a series of peripheral surrogate conflicts. Could their relations be strained enough to lead to direct confrontations? Everything seems to be possible these days in the Middle East. I'm Jamal Dajani for the Mosaic Intelligence Report. To learn more about this program or to share your thoughts, visit us at linktv.org/mir. You can also follow my updates on Twitter.
This program is brought to you by Link TV for educational and non-commercial use only. Link TV is the only U.S. network dedicated to global and national news, uncompromising documentaries, and diverse cultural programs which connect you to the world.